Virgo, to have a look and see what kind of relationship this will be, what you could expect with them, but also in the second portion of the reading, what's the advice for you, and how to sort of make this connection the most successful connection you can, and any sort of advice in dealing with this person. So advice for this relationship, Virgo. So let's first have a look and see what's coming up in terms of this connection, what we can learn about how this person is, what they will be like, and then we will look into the advice. Okay, we can't ignore the fact that you've got that beautiful Two of Cups next to this connection, Virgo. So this is strong twin flame soulmate energy. Two of Cups, the two of you will be in a long-term commitment. This is a long-term love commitment, and there's potential for marriage or engagement here as well. But this is solidarity around your relationship with that Two of Cups. Leo energies around your relationship, so there's a lot of confidence, there's a lot of love, and there's a lot of looking after each other, okay? I think this is what you're wanting. I think this is what they're wanting, and they really need an attentive lover. From what it seems like they've been going through and how they've sort of lost faith in love, Virgo, I think it's almost like you're the most able sign to sort of restore their faith in love, but at the same time show them how beautiful love can be, because you can be so attentive, so caring, so involved, and I think they're really going to love that. But I see the two of you potentially falling in love here, Virgo. This is fantastic to see. But I do want to say with the Leo, there can be things like possessiveness. There can be a possessive partner, quite a protective partner. They may like to take the lead at times, or take initiative. I think that's coming up around them, or at least with the partnership. But again, Leo is fire sign, and fire can point to intimacy, lust. So I think, again, sexual attraction, sexual connection, I think is very important to this person. But I think there is very strong compatibility in that regard between the both of you. So more water cards, Four of Cups, Two of Cups, Seven of Cups. A lot of emotion involved in this relationship. But sometimes they'll feel a little bit lost. Seven of Cups is like a scattered energy, and the Four of Cups is like the Epiphany card. So what I get from this is that they might not be the most spontaneous person you've been with, or they might not necessarily do things like give you surprises, or be spontaneous, or maybe adventurous in this relationship. So maybe they settle into routine or mundane things very quickly, and that's what a relationship with them could look like. So you might have to be the one that sort of initiates spontaneity, Virgo, okay? You might have to get them in that habit. I keep getting that they've been out of the game for a while, so maybe that's why that's coming up. But I think with the Four of Cups, Four of Cups reversed is that this is thoughtfulness. So it's little things, little acts of appreciation, things that might not necessarily come to them. So it's something that they need to work on. Again, I feel like the Ten of Wands coming up, relationships are challenging for this person. They are. And I think emotionally there's a scattered energy about them. This is expectations. They may have a lot of fantasies and expectations that they want you to meet. But then again, I don't feel like they're going to reveal it. I feel like they'll keep it internally and just assess you in that way. And I don't think that's necessarily healthy, but it might be wise to continuously check in with this person. You know, am I meeting your required needs? Am I, I feel like sometimes you might have to baby them a little bit, Virgo. I'm not going to lie. I feel at times they do need like looking after. I mean, like I said, I think you're the most able sign, but obviously we all have a boiling point. It all gets to a time when we need to, when enough is enough. So you might have to draw the line in the sand here with this person. They need to know limits and boundaries. Otherwise, they'll just get used to you, treating them this way. But I think with the Seven of Cups, emotionally, they do have some sort of ideal. There's something about an ideology. I don't know if it's necessarily healthy or not, but they do have some sort of idea in their head that they really want to connect with, or that they really want to live out, I guess, fantasies, but also expectations. But it could be a little bit of unrealistic expectations. I often associate the Seven of Cups with that. They'll feel different things at the one time, Virgo, and that could be overwhelming. I get like emotional overwhelming from this card. So maybe it's good to keep in mind not to overwhelm them, because that's when they could get to a place where they feel scattered. They don't know how they feel. There's confusion here, disorientation here with the Seven of Cups. So that could also be the case here. Let's have a look and see what the advice is for you, though, coming into this relationship with this person. What is the advice for Virgo? Okay, nothing will come of this situation. There's frustration in this relationship. Nothing will come of this situation. This is a lot of doubt that's coming up. Virgo, if the advice is for you and nothing will come of this situation, it could be that this person doesn't have much faith. Again, I think they are coming from a background of frustration or faith with relationships and lovers. And it's almost like they'll feel helpless, or they may give up. Okay, they may give up easy or be the first one to sort of throw in the towel. And that could be frustrating. So straight away I'm seeing that could cast you into some sort of frustration here. A void moon is like, I don't know, again, if I'm going with the word avoid in here, I think that's coming up. Virgo, I think what I want to say is that with this person, you're going to have to pick your battles. That's very much the case, I think, here for you. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. You're definitely going to have to pick your battles with this person, because there's just going to be times where you feel so like nothing is going to come from this. I'm not going to get there. I don't want to tell you to give up on this person, because I feel like, you know, let's look at what you have here or what you could have. But I think that's going to frustrate you. So it's some things you're going to have to fight for, Virgo, and other things you're just going to have to sort of let be. It's almost like let sleeping dogs lie. Okay, we have a time for healing. Healing needs to happen. You both need to give each other space. I think you need to come into this relationship understanding that this person's still healing from something, so you can't take things personally, Virgo. And that could be a little bit detrimental for you. Why? Because you're quite a self-critical sign. You're very analytical and critical about the world around you, and internally you are your own worst critic, Virgo. And I wonder, you know, you sort of need to cut yourself some slack coming into this relationship, because their healing is their healing, and it's important that you don't take too much of it personally. It could also be that you need to take things very, very slow. Okay, and understand if there's blocks or barriers or obstacles between the two of you, it's because this person is they're still going through some phase of getting over another person, or finding trust again, or restoring their faith and love. So there's a lot of deeper issues at play here, Virgo. I think you just need to keep that in mind coming into this relationship with this person. But look, they could also be on your end. So give yourself that time for space or healing, especially if you are currently getting over a connection, or you're trying to restore your faith and love. From seeing this, I think it's important that you give, you know, yourself that space to heal. Or when you do, maybe this is more like when you do have fights, you need to say sorry, you need to give them space, they need to give you your space. Healing. So it's straight away I'm leaning towards there's a lot of emotional sensitivity actually between the both of you, Virgo. There could be a lot of criticism in this relationship, so be careful of that. Okay, be bold and make the first move. You're going to be taking a lot more initiative in this relationship than the other person. And like I said, it's important that as much as you carry the relationship, Virgo, if you continue to do this behavior, this person is sort of going to kick back, put their feet up and say, well, Virgo's doing all the work. I don't have to try because it's going to be looked after. It's going to be taken care of. So I think there's a silver lining here. In one aspect, you will have to pick things up. You will have to take more initiative. You will have to be the one to be more bold, maybe to make the first move, to bring up a certain topic, to take them to places, to talk about issues. You will have to be the one that sort of ushers that in. But at the same time, it's important that you don't do this too often, because if you do, this person is going to get used to that behavior, and then you might get to a point where you start to feel frustrated because it's always you, and there's only so much pressure you can put on yourself here, Virgo. But I think you can also be bold and be forward of when you feel like this person isn't making as much effort or is leaving all the hard work for you. Say, for example, you have a fight and maybe this person will get used to you always being the first one to say sorry or to start talking or to reinitiate connection, or they expect you to plan the dates. You know, there's expectations there, but I did mention unrealistic expectations. So I think that's something you need to be aware of. And if it does get out of hand, be bold and tell them, Virgo. Absolutely tell them. Okay, last card you've got, have faith in your dreams. Virgo, it's important you have a vision of who you want to be with and the love connection you want to have and the kind of relationship you want to have. And it's important that this person doesn't take that away from you, and that you grow complacent, because you need to have faith in your dreams and you need to understand that what it is that you're working towards is absolutely possible. If you want to get to that place of butterflies, flowers, fairies, that whimsical butterflies in the stomach place, it's important that you fight for that and you make that happen. But I would say give it a go before you walk away. And I also feel like I would hate to think that this person could take away your dreams and love, because there's only so much you can take, especially if a person is being a wet blanket. But obviously this is going to vary for people. But never lose faith in that. And if this person is taking away your faith and your belief and your attitudes in towards love, then you have to ask yourself if this person really is right for you and if they can make your dreams come true. Because if you're not wanting the same things and your values aren't lining up, then you might have to rethink things, the both of you. I will leave your reading at that, Virgo. So quite a lot to take in there actually in this reading, but I do hope that has been helpful.